It's Ina here, and it's time for the monthly CSE hashtag event. And for the month of October, it is hashtag International Art. So I was thinking about all kinds of different possibilities. Of course, there's lots of things you could do under that title, but I was reminded about these flags who've been laying in my drawer forever and ever and ever. So I thought, well, let's just use them and see where it will lead me. Actually, when I was doing this part, it was really late at night and I couldn't sleep. So I got up and I started pasting all these little flags, and yeah, by the time I was at this point, I was tired and I was able to sleep again. So I let this dry overnight, and now it's the next day, afternoon. Everything is nice and dry, but I want to put all those bright colors a little bit in the background. So I'm using some diluted white acrylic paint, give it a couple of coats, and after that, I use a paper towel to take off the excess. And I will also seal this page with some Mod Podge. And I will let it dry again and then set it aside so I can start on my actual journal page. This is a page for a new journal I made recently, and you will remember it because I will show it to you at the end. And it has nearly square pages. It's a loose leaf journal, like pretty much all of my journals. So I want to make a little background. Now, all these flags have all basic colors in it. There's an awful lot of red and blue, but some green and a little bit of orange and yellow. So I didn't want to introduce another color, and I thought I stick with yellow and orange, as there is not quite as much of that color in all those flags. So I'm just doing some finger painting here. I have three different shades of yellow. Well, one is a bit more orange than yellow. And then I'm also going to use some copper metallic paint in the same fashion, just to give a little interest to the background. I don't want it to be too busy, as those little flags are already kind of crazy busy. When I cut out those flags and I glued them down, I realized that there are no pinks and purples in those flags. I wonder if that's an international agreement or if those colors were just not, anybody's favorite when these flags were designed, or if there is some other reason. I don't know. Anyway, a little bit of white too on the background, as you can see. And I'm taking a little bit of that off with my baby wipe. I don't want it too strong. And now I'm just taking a template and drawing out some shapes. I picked an oval and a circle, and I'm making a rectangle and a square. The reason there's two ovals on the top is just because the first one seemed too big. So I chose a smaller one instead. And I'm not doing big measuring here. I'm just kind of trying to get it somewhat straight, but it's not that important that it's perfect. So these shapes I will cut out and I will use them to decorate my art journal page. Now, as soon as I'm done with this, I will also do some stamping. I just recently found this really cool stamp set with really large letters, and I really like them. They have a bit of the distressed and fuzzy edging. The only thing is they do not stick to my stamp pad there. I mean, they're stick enough for me to stamp, but then when I lift it, they stick to the paper. Oh well, no big deal, I guess. Now I'm putting the third letter somewhere else, not because I'm picking certain flags. I'm just picking certain colors. I wanted something a little different. So that one goes over there. Now I'm also sealing my art journal page, as I want to use my Pitt pen big brush marker. And for them to smudge a little bit, they need a sealed background. A little bit of splatter with black acrylic paint. And let's see what's next. Oh yeah, and then I use my Sharpie to just blacken the edges. Of course, I cut everything out in the meantime, the three letters and all the little shapes. I didn't leave this in. I know you know how to cut, right? So these things are nearly done. And right here, I forgot to turn on the camera. Um, but all I did is glue them down on my page. And now, as I said before, I'm using my brown uh, Pit Pan Big Brush marker. Go around the edges and smudge it a little bit. It does really well if you smudge very quickly because it will be permanent in just 30 seconds. So you have to be a little quick. And of course, I want to outline all these shapes because right now they're all kind of bunched up together and you can't really see where one starts and the other stops. So I'm hoping to give it some nice shading. These pit pens really do a good job. I like to use them for that purpose. Apart from, of course, being a contribution for the hashtag event, I have another purpose for this little page. And there's a reason why the word art is all the way to the right side. And you will see when I will add this to my journal later on. So let's see what's next. Oh yeah, I want to give it a little bit more shading and shadow using my charcoal pencil, but I do realize that charcoal don't like the sealed background so much. They like the raw paper way better. So it's not doing a super good job, but it's okay. And then I go around the edges one more time with my marker, but this time I don't smudge it. I leave just a line. And this is a 3D little acrylic thick paint marker. It's not really a marker, it's a tube. And actually, Andrea sent it to me from Germany. Thanks, Andrea. And it really works really well. It makes really nice lines if you squeeze it just the right way. And so I'm outlining all the edges. I'm not concerned here that it's perfect. I actually like when the lines are a little, thicker and thinner and have a little variety. But I've used this before on another project, and it does make very nice thin lines. And yeah, I'm tempted to get me a few. I believe it's from Malibu, a company, so I bet I can find it online. So here comes some embellishment. I picked some black and white little flowers and a little butterfly. I didn't want to introduce another bright color, and a little glitter. It's gotta have to have a little glitter. So I'm using some neutral, like silver, big flake glitter, just to give it a little more interest right there. And this is pretty much it. It's all done. And now I will show you how this page will complement the beginning of my journal. I had added these little pockets, but then my mandala page would just peek over on the right side. Didn't look so great. So I thought this would make a way better beginning. And the word art just kind of complements the little pocket, as that's the only thing you can see when you first open it. And well, then you see the rest of the page, and then of course I will add more pages. I haven't done so much work in this journal, but I will soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed this time with me. Oh yeah, I'm just adding hashtag international art to the page, and I think now it's really all the way done. Please put the hashtag in your browser and enjoy the event. Bye bye.